Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, as you can see my pen, this is my grow out pen. We have our breeding pen over there, and this is the grow out pen. So I did a video of our 500 chicken that we stopped and we're selling out. So right now we're almost done. You can see empty space. We just have few. These ones are for customers that want to process for them, and so that's like the idea. So far it's been good. This batch was very good for us because one, mortality rate was so minimal, it was so reduced, and two, the growth was good. So one thing I used to say, for you to be successful in your poultry business, successful in your poultry farming, you have to do some of these things, as in these things have to be in place to have a successful chicken production. Number one is to get a proper breed, a very good breed. That is where it all starts from. If you get a breed that is not good, probably the hatchery was bad, and then you end up buying that kind of broiler chicks, they will not grow. And when they have that genetic disorder that they can't grow, there's nothing you will do. There's no amount of feed you will buy that will make them grow. There's no amount of multivitamin that you will give to them that will make them grow. So the first and foremost thing to be successful in your broiler business is to get a very good breed, a good hatchery for your products. Now this one that we just sold is CHI brand. That is what we sold. Mostly I do CHI and I do Armor brand in this farm. CHI and Armor brand, and so far they've been good for me. Yes, they've been, sometimes you don't really know. You can get some that are not good. There was a time I've gotten a chick that ended up being stunts. They were feeding, they were not growing. But so what did I do? I just end up selling it when they were not when they were still small. Instead of feeding them, just feeding and then nothing is happening, I sold everything. So number one thing is to get a very good breed. Yes, so try to make your findings and get a good agent that will supply you good breed. So far we have been buying, it's been good for me, I can tell you that. The one that I even had stunt growth was the one I even went to buy somewhere else, and I learned my lesson and I retraced back my steps. So guys, that is number one thing to do. And number two thing to be successful in broiler business is your feed. See, if you want your outcome, a very good outcome, you need to invest in feed. Yes, feeding is very important. So if you need a good production, to make profit, feeding is very, very important, because what you are selling is weight. Yes, even though we don't use scale to sell, if we don't process it, when these market people come, they use their hand to carry the chicken. If it's not weighty, they price you anyhow. Do you understand? So it's good for you to invest in feed. Some people, they like producing their own feed. That is good. If you know what you are doing, if you can get the composition right, fine and good for you. But for me, I'm not ready for all that. I believe if you are into very large scale farming, that is better for you. But for us that are still coming up, I'm still doing 500, so I wouldn't want to go into the stress of producing my own feed. So what I do is I buy a proper, good feed. So make your finding. I'm using Breedwell feed for them. It's expensive, but it's good. So far I've been seeing the result of that feed on them, and I liked it. Before we sold, as of 5 weeks, we're having 2.2 kg, we're having 2.3 kg. We start selling our chicken in this farm. A good result, a good outcome, you have to invest in feed. You don't manage your feed. That is one thing with chicken business. You don't manage your feed, because if you manage your feed, it will show in their growth. It also applies to catfish farming. If you manage your feed, it shows in their growth. So invest in feed. 3, invest in some medications that they will need, like multivitamin, like in calcium, like in glucose. Invest in some antibiotics in case they have any issues. Then also, since these things are very, very important, you need to vaccinate them after you bring them in. You need to vaccinate them, and your vaccination is going to be like the first week after stocking them, then the upper week, Sometimes, like this rainy season, I vaccinate them 4 times, 2 times Lasota, 2 times Gomboro. That is what I do because of the way the weather is right now. And the weather is quite cold now, so you're brooding, you have to be careful when brooding because you need heat. No, they need heat, you know, this period. And so there's something I missed before you stock and before you get your breed and all that. You see this place where we put our chickens need to be properly cleaned. The environment cleaning is very important. You need to be properly cleaned with disinfectant. There's a chemical that we use to, even our brooding pen, there's a chemical we use to, you know, wash the whole place and disinfect the whole place in case there's any infection that want to affect the next batch. No, it's just wipe it off. And the good thing about this chemical I'm using right now, I just got it and it's so effective. It kills rats. In short, all the rats. It kills rats. So many rats. We just, when we did it, you know, we put around the environment and we used to wash the pen. We saw so many rats that were dead. So the thing is very, very good. So that thing is very important. You need to wash and also like disinfect the place with a very good product. I will show you what I use, so in case you need it, it's very good and it's very, very effective. So I said that, and I said a good breed, I said good invest in feed. That is very, very important. I also said that you should invest in medications like multivitamins that will help them eat well, like in calcium. And calcium is very important. Right from the first day you put them in your farm, that you start giving them food, start with your calcium, because as this feed, they convert it to fat, to flesh. And so as they are growing, if their calcium rate is low, you find out that their legs begin to collapse, and which is not good for them. So that is why you have to start giving them calcium as early as possible. So you get your calcium, you get your multivitamin, you get your, you know, medication, cough medications. We keep them in case when we notice cough, we give it to them. And the next thing is your timing of feeding. How you feed them in the morning. As they're small, we give them morning, afternoon, and evening. That is how we feed them. So proper feeding. Make sure you feed on time. You should feed in the morning. Morning should be morning, not mid-morning. Morning, afternoon, then evening. And as they grow, you find out that the rate they eat gets more and more. It gets to eat more. You know, this 500, I've done a video on how many bags of feed, how much you can use to raise 500 fishes, 500 broilers from day old down to grow out time when you want to sell. So just check my playlist and you'll see that video. So guys, I just want to give you updates on what is happening in my farm. And so this is it. So if you have any questions or there's something that you want to ask me, you can just drop it in the comment section and I'm going to respond to them. As time goes on, I'm really considering increasing my capacity because my customers are increasing. And I talked about how you can actually sell your chicken in one of my videos, but I'm also going to do a video on that, a comprehensive video on that. So as my customers are growing, I'm going to increase capacity. I still have space. This space is still empty for me, of which I can put them here. That is my breeding pen, the one with the blue stuff. That is where the smaller chicks are. So I still have enough space. I can go for 1,000, but I just decided to pipe low when one of my major buyers stopped, and so I just decided to like calm down a little. But by the grace of God, buyers are increasing, and so we're going to increase capacity. So guys, thanks for watching. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and comment, like, and share. Thanks. Bye.